Hello, good afternoon. This is David Stoder talking to you, and today I'm going to give you my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of October 28th through November 1st. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some different time frames, but I'm going to start on a 15-minute chart here, and I'm going to show you what has happened this past week, and then compare the 15-minute chart to higher time frames, and then try to give you my analysis on what I think the market is going to do. So I'm going to start with Euro USD here. If we see here, Euro USD has had a steady drop this past week, unlike the previous week where we had a steady gain. So whatever goes up must come down, right? So I predicted that it would go up, but only in the long term. And we see here that we had a steady drop. Now, if this is dropping, the US dollar should be going up, right? If we look at USD CHF, we see exactly that, okay? We had a steady climb up for the US dollar, okay? So just remember, like, if Euro USD or Great British Pound USD, if those are going up, then the US dollar is going down, okay? And vice versa, okay? Now let's look at Pound USD. GBP USD, right? Been dropping. AUD USD had dropped over the week. Okay? And USD JPY typically does the inverse of USD CHF. So if USD CHF is going up, USD JPY will be going down, but not always, okay? So we had kind of a sideways range of motion, right? And then USD CAD obviously had a drop, okay? Because the Canadian dollar had some good news and that overshot the US dollar, okay? So anyhow, we had kind of, for the US dollar in particular, we had kind of a mixture of news, right? But it's okay. Now for long term, Euro USD, okay? Let's see what is going to happen with Euro USD. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we see that it has been steadily dropping this past week, right? And if we look at the daily chart, we have an up arrow, okay? So what does that mean? Even the weekly chart shows it up. So we know long term the market is going to be bullish. It's going to go up, okay? So it's just a matter of time before it reverses and comes back up. So what I think is going to happen is that this is going to drop some probably Monday or Tuesday for the first part of the week. It's going to find a level of support and then it'll continue up. Alright. If we draw a trend line here, coming from this point, going up like this, we see that right now it's sitting at a pretty strong level of support. It looks to me like it has broke slightly. So the question is it going to keep dropping or is it going to go up? I cannot give you the answer to that, but what I can do is kind of mark some levels of support and resistance. And we see right here we had a level of resistance that was broken and then became a support, okay? And as of right now, this is still a support, okay? What I think is going to happen, and I could be wrong, I think this is going to break. It looks like it's starting to break right now, and this will break and it will slowly come down to here, but then go back up. Okay, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And like I said, in the first couple of days of next week, this coming week, you should see this price drop, and then long term, it's going to be going up. Okay, once it hits a strong level of support, exactly where I cannot tell you. Okay, so with the overall trend being bullish, meaning it's going to go up, I probably would wait. Okay, wait until you get a strong signal to buy on both the 1-hour and 4-hour chart. Right now, the 1-hour shows to be going up, which, you know, like I said, this could be a new support level here. It could, maybe this is not 100% accurate, but it looks to me like this is broke some. So it might go up and then come back down, but the 4-hour chart shows bearish. It's going to be dropping. So I would wait at least until the 4-hour chart hits buy, and then that would indicate that all these time frames are going to be shown buy, right? Once all the time frames show buy, you're in good hands. Okay. Next is GBP USD. It's kind of the same situation, right? It steadily dropped over the week, and if you notice here on the 4-hour chart, it looks like it's slowly trying to work into a downtrend, right? Or as a 1 hour, the 4-hour chart, that's what I meant. It's slowly working itself into a downtrend on the 4-hour chart. Okay, if we draw a downtrend right here, that's our level of resistance. Now the price, if you look here in the 1 hour, we have an up arrow, so we can expect the price to come back up, hit this trend line, and come down further. Okay, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. If you go to the daily, you see a down arrow, so this is definitely going to be dropping, unlike the Euro USD, which shows an up arrow on the daily. Okay, so this is a little bit different from the Euro USD, but if you look at the weekly and monthly, we only have a blue arrow. Okay, so long term is definitely going to be going up, and just like the Euro USD, I believe the first few days of this week is going to drop, and then eventually it's going to bounce back up. I would probably wait. You can sell now if you want, but I would probably wait until we had a strong signal to buy, at least on the 4-hour chart. I don't know about the daily so much, but if you look at the 4-hour chart, you see right here we had a previous level of resistance that was broken. Okay, we marked this right here. This is a strong level of resistance. It hit several times in the past. There was a support, broke, became a resistance, broke, became a support, broke again, became a resistance here, and it came back up. There was a resistance here, came back up, broke, and then became a support. It broke a little bit again, but came back up. Right, as of right now, this is still a support. Okay, so probably it's going to happen, which I'm very confident. This price is going to drop all the way down to the support, so you can potentially catch quite a few pips on the way down. You know, about 2,000 pips, right? So that's a good drop. So if you want, you could place a sell trade, hold it until you get a up arrow on the 4-hour chart, and then close that trade. All right. Either way, once you get an up arrow, then you're going to be looking for this trend here to break. Okay, wherever the up arrow is going to form, I don't know. And then once this trend breaks, then you can buy for long term again. Okay, and start looking for buy opportunities, because then you have a new uptrend. All right, so that's GBP USD. Moving on to AUD USD. Again, we saw a steady drop this past week, and if we look at the 4-hour chart, we show that it's already been dropping, right? Just like we saw this past week. And then the daily chart does not show an up arrow. Okay, and if we draw a trend line coming up like this, we see that we have a strong level of support right here. And if we, let me zoom in a bit, but if we go back to the 4-hour chart, we see that the price should be dropping down to the support. So again, if you want, you could place a sell trade and catch some pips as on the way down for at least Monday or Tuesday, and then probably around Tuesday sometime, going to the New York session, I'm guessing, we're going to see this bounce back up. Okay, because the daily and weekly both show up arrows. Okay, so long-term trend is definitely bullish. It's definitely going to be going up. It's just going to be slow to go up because the US dollar is a strong currency as well. The US dollar likes to fight back. Okay, so looking at USD CHF, we did see a gain this past week. Okay, and like I said, the US dollar is probably the strongest currency in the world, but anything that goes up must come down, right? And if we look at the 4-hour chart, let's see what the 4-hour chart says. It shows the up arrow, right? But if we draw a trend line, watch this. Draw a trend line coming down like this. So this is a strong level of resistance. If this breaks, then we're going to have a long uptrend. But I do not feel it's going to break. Okay, we go to the daily. Daily, all we see is a down arrow. Okay, if I zoom in a bit, this is exactly what I think is going to happen. It looks to me like it's already hit a pretty strong level of resistance. It's going to be dropping. So this coming week, we should see a steady drop all week. Okay. Now, I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller, but that's based on what I'm seeing right here. I really feel that this is definitely going to be dropping. So I would look for sell opportunities only this coming week. Okay. If you look at like a 15-minute or 30-minute chart, look for opportunities to sell. Like right now, you already see sell. So now is a good time to jump into a sell trade. Okay. Even the weekly shows bearish, so it's definitely going to be dropping. Okay, it's just going to take time. And then USD Japanese yen usually goes the opposite of whatever USD CHF does. So this one should be going up, even though we see it was in a flat range of market. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we see we hit a lot of resistance, right? But according to the daily chart, we have an up arrow, and the weekly as well. So long term, it's going to be going up. But as you can see here, it's been kind of up and down, ranging here, and it's not going to be like a straight shot up. Okay, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of range of market. So this week, I would probably use like a 4-hour chart and just look for buy and sell opportunities, both really. And if you get a sell or buy, it doesn't really matter. You can place a trade on one and close on the opposite, and you'll get some decent pips either way. Okay, right now, according to the 4-hour chart, it's getting ready to drop. So what you can do is, I don't see a trend because it's in a flat range of market. Okay, but we see a level of support right here. Okay, and it was a resistance before, but now it's broke. Now it's a support. So be look and wait for this to break below. Once this breaks below, then you can sell. Okay, right now I would not place a sell trade right now because chances are it'll shoot up even more if you do that. All right, that's just how your luck's going to go. It's called Murphy's Law, right? If you go to USD CAD now, let's look at this one. This one has been dropping, doing the opposite of what USD CHF did. And it's not a big drop. It's more of a range of market, but it did have a slight slow trickle. All right, a slight downtrend, okay, if you will. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, we see that it's hit a pretty strong level of support and should be going up. The daily chart shows an up arrow and weekly chart shows a down arrow. Okay, so we got a mixture of signals, right? And how we deal with this, how I would deal with this, you see here the price have come down back up, come down a little bit back up, and it's dropped quite a bit, right, this past week, or the past couple weeks. But if we draw a support line here, okay, mark this spot here. If the price drops below here, then it's definitely, most definitely going to be dropping even more. Okay, you understand? But according to smaller time frames, we probably should be seeing a increase. Okay. Now, if we look here on the 4-hour chart, I have my support line marked right there. So if it drops more, which it probably will, it would probably drop down to this line here. I don't know. It's showing an up arrow because it came to this part, came down here as a strong resistance before, and now is a strong support. But we all know that support and resistance levels can be broken, right? So this might drop even more. We don't know. But what I can tell you is that we have a downtrend, okay, like this, okay, and it looks like it's broke just slightly right here, But that is not enough for me to jump into a buy trade. If we have two candles that rise above here, then I would definitely place a buy trade because it's going to be going up long term. But if we draw a Fibonacci, watch this. Draw a Fibonacci from the last arrow down to the current arrow. Okay. And you see here we have a resistance on the 23.6. Okay. And then we have 38.2. We have a support here. So we have different levels. Even the 61.8 has a resistance. Okay. The 50 level has a support. So these are all different levels, like going in an elevator, right? So if the price comes up and breaks the 23.6, this will no longer be a resistance. This will become a support again, and then the price will jump up to the next level. Okay, it will jump up to the 38.2. So all you have to do is put a pending buy stop order here and a take profit just below the 38.2. You understand? Now, what happens if the price keeps dropping? Well, we have this red area of support here. That's a strong support. I would put a sell stop pending order below this. Okay, you could actually put one below the zero here, and then take profit just above this line. You could do that also, and then put another sell stop pending order, and then another take profit of about 100 points or something. Okay, so that is my overall weekly trade predictions for this coming week. So US dollar definitely looks like it's going to be dropping, while the other pairs should be going up. Okay, the Euro US dollar, Australian dollar, and the Great British Pound, those should be going up. All right, so this, let me know if any questions about this or how to trade in general, and I'll be more than happy to help you. If you have any other currency pair that you want your analysis on or my opinion on, please shoot me a message on Facebook and ask me about that. The only thing I ask in return is that you just give me your analysis on what you think is going to happen, okay? And we can compare notes, okay? So anyhow, let me know any questions. I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you and have a wonderful week.